welcome back my subscribblers to another Sunday speed paint. Today's is going to be a redraw. I'm going to take something that I drew back in about July, I believe. It's been a few months, and redraw it again. This design that I'm making now I will probably be uploading to my Redbubble shop, which was the original intention of the design that I made a few months ago. However, something that I've realized, and this might be helpful for anybody starting out as well, is depending upon how much detail you put into something, it depends on what kind of merchandise you can put it on. Something that's really simple, like the design that I'm making right now, could technically go on just about anything, even t-shirts. Something that I made prior, which if you saw the picture at the beginning, it was very detailed and would probably only be able to really fit on t-shirts. It wouldn't be able to really be shrunk down onto a phone case or even stickers because of the way that I shaded it and the way that I kind of zoomed and cropped everything, so the picture would have gotten cut off anyways, and it's quite literally just a square. This illustration, though it's a square, if I really wanted to, I could take out the background and I could make the background see-through, so I could use just the character with the iPad that she's drawing on, and I could make that as just the design by itself. The background is an optional thing that I wanted to if I had for, say example, for notebooks or phone cases or stickers. And for a t-shirt and whatnot, if I wanted it to just have the character, I could take away the background. So I'm not exactly a design expert, this is just all from trial and error, but this is just something that I wanted to share, and I wanted to get back to my roots of why I even made my channel in the first place. Now my channel has had a variety of things on it. If you go all the way back to the very beginning, I used to do very rough animations, very rough polymer clay sort of tutorials, or at least time lapses of the creations that I've made over time, all the way up to the first couple of speed paints that I did, which I do have to admit were very poor quality and very choppy. Now that I know what I'm doing after trial and error experiments and watching other YouTuber inspirations, I now know what direction I want my channel to go in more than I did from the get-go. But I'm still keeping my motto of showing what I can do with the simple tools that I have on a little to no budget. I still am using my iPad Pro rather than using my new Huion Canvas Pro 12 because I want that to just be for animation. I can use it for art and illustration, but it's the same as if I were using my iPad Pro. Plus, the benefits of having my iPad Pro on the go helps me when I'm working on my project and I have to go out for work or other. I can take my work with me, versus the Canvas Pro, though it is portable, I can't quite take that and my laptop and all of my power supplies like phone, cable, cords, you name it. I can't take all of that on the go with me and have a big old fancy widespread desk. With my iPad Pro, all I really need is to be able to have my iPad Pro charged up fully, and I've got at least a couple of hours worth of charge. Now I don't want this to be a comparison video because I'm going to be doing one of those as a future Friday video, so you can get more in depth on what I'm talking about as far as the comparisons of the pros and cons of having something like a laptop connected Huion or other tablet versus an iPad Pro. On to the main reason why I wanted to do a sort of talking with this video is actually to go back to the roots of my channel, which is just doing things with what I have. And something that I realized while looking back at my older videos is I was very hesitant, I was very withdrawn, I was even using like a really cheap microphone that I bought for like 20 bucks because I thought that with most speed paint channels it would get boring if I didn't include me talking about something in the background, whether it was related to the illustration that I was drawing or whether it was just something random like a story time of failures or successes or things like that. I thought that that was the requirement, so to speak, of the standard speed paint community, but my channel is growing into a widespread of speed paints, story times, animation and animatics and whatnot, and I want my channel to stay that way. I want my channel to grow and build with all of the things that I have little passion projects for. I want to be able to draw fan art without feeling the limitations that I had when I first started, because when I first started drawing fan art way back in high school, I was just limited to, I thought I had to draw it in the style that it came from. So, for example, I used to draw a lot of Sonic, Lion King, My Little Pony, etc. artwork, but all I did was just keep drawing the characters from the show, and I would say, look at my fan art, when in actuality it was more so I was just copying the characters and putting them down on paper in basically the same style, but it looked very crudely drawn because I would kind of limit myself. I would keep myself in a box. I didn't branch out of that box, and when I tried to, everyone would point out that the proportions were wonky, the colors were off, everything, but that's the whole point. It's the whole point of being an artistic side of things when you're drawing fan art, is to draw something with overly exaggerated proportions and colors and that, and trying to draw variance on what you're seeing. That's why it's fan art. You know, they say, you know, like, mimicry is the best form of flattery or something, but I find it to be more interesting when you see something that sticks out, instead of having everybody draw the same thing of like, oh, look, I drew the main 6 from My Little Pony or Sonic the Hedgehog, but it looks exactly like the TV show, video games, or etc.'s style, and it doesn't stand out or branch out. But then you see other illustrators or animators or that make their own creations, even alternate universe creations. I find those to be the most fascinating, and it's honestly what got me started with my character Vixie. It was honestly through 3 of my most childhood favorite shows and games. I ended up branching out to going from creating a Lion King ripoff based character to a Neko character from an anime to a full-blown persona that stood out in her own ways. I wanted her to be a part of me, but I wanted to create a character that stood out on her own, and now I'm in the works of making comics, little animation memes to develop their backstories and more. And I felt kind of capped when I had done this in the first place. I felt that I had to stick to some kind of quota and had to fit within the rest of the line of the other community members that were out there, and I wanted to fit in like a puzzle piece. So instead I was basically just kind of like that puzzle piece from another board, and I was wedging myself into a puzzle that I didn't even necessarily know that I wanted to be a part of or not. So instead, what I've been focusing on more recently is branching out on my own, finding my own things and creating things that I will have for the future of my own. So when people look at my creations, my portfolio, so to speak, they'll have something to look at for frame of reference, and they'll get a chance to get to know what I am and what I do through the artwork. And I want that to just be something as an inspiration for those who might just be starting out like I was a couple of years ago. I didn't know that I could do so much with my channel until I put, more effort into it. I had started off with doing things not knowing what direction my channel was going to go in, and now I know what I want to do more so than I ever did, especially within the past year. Last year's motivation came from something that I didn't expect, which was an Inktober challenge. If I hadn't participated in Inktober so determined, it took me 3 years to finally finish an Inktober. The first year was complete failure. I never finished it, and the drawings that I did, as much technical passion as I put into it, it came out very poorly. Most of it was rushed, and most of it was I wanted to take the prompt words so literally. And eventually, after another 2 years of constant drawing, I was able to finish one, and I even though my Inktober didn't stay as just black and white inks on paper, I still finished it, and that made me feel so proud, because now I know what I want to do for next year and keep things uniformed and in my own way. And with that, I just wanted to give a final note. Thank you so much for making it through this video. I hope this video's format is a little bit more professional than the last. I want this video for my returning subscribers and those that are new to be able to have content that is worth the subscribing that you guys do. All of the support that you guys give is always a big help. I also would like to say thank you to anyone who does donations and commissions. It's a big help, and if you would like to help support the channel, I have my Ko-Fi page. Help me stay hydrated and get me some coffee or tea for $3 donations, and in return I can do some sketch requests for you guys, and whatever you would like for that. The other ways you can support the channel is through my Redbubble shop. If you guys want some merch, get some of those Stencilfox stickers, t-shirts, and mugs. And other ways that you guys can help support the channel is through commissions. Mine are always open. Do not hesitate to ask. Feel free. I have my inboxes where you can reach me at on my Instagram, Twitter. You can even just send me a message in the comment sections on one of my most recent videos and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you guys are also looking for animated commissions, I have those open as well. If you want to see any of my portfolios, my best portfolio source would be my Instagram. I wanted to say thank y'all so much for making it to the end of this video. Thank y'all so much for watching, stay possum, and I'll see y'all next week, subscribblers.